Hello, hello, hello. We are back. We are back. We are back, honey. And I'm gonna block out all that noise in about a minute because Kenya has went live and gave us a 30-minute video. And let me tell you something. She is talking, and I'm gonna say thank you, Kenya. Hashtag full episode. I know that's right, girl. We are talking about the brand new upload that she uploaded today. It's 6 hours long. It's 6 hours long. And it's up to 78K views. Okay? So, yes, we are live. We are live. Kenya Moore has given me a birthday this weekend. Girl, yes, she has. So let's get into what Kenya Moore has to say in Kenya Moore's Confessions in my own words. So let's get started. Listen, y'all know I'm always working on cups, but I'm here. You see my balloons in the background right there? There's two of them. The pink one is the purple one. Shout out to my daughter for giving me my balloons and the wine that I will be sipping on tonight. It is double XL. Double XL pineapple. Let's get into the bottle. Let's get into the bottle. Y'all go grab your bottles. This is the double XL that I will be sipping on tonight. Double XL pineapple. So, while we sit here and chat about the whole Kenya Moore of it all, honey, let's get into the things, honey. Because she gave us our whole life. So, let's listen in and let's see what Kenya Moore is talking about.
So I want to start off by referencing something that means so much to me, especially right now. It is a quote from Kendrick Lamar. Wait, what's the quote? Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, I'm being serious. Okay. They tried to rig the game, but they cannot fake influence. They, you know who they is, tried it, girl, tried to rig the game, meaning, hey, we're going to try to make you think this over here. You cannot fake influence. And I am influential. Hey everyone, it's your girl Kenya Moore.
Getting into the
Kenya
thing.
Moore hair care.
I know that's right, Kenya. Getting Kenya Moore went live 6 hours ago. We are going to preview her video, the video that we all have been waiting for, which is a half an hour. We are going to break it down like a shotgun, like I always do, and we're going to talk, and I'm going to give y'all the tea and how I feel. She going to let y'all know how she feels. If y'all want to watch it without me interrupting it, because it is going to be a type of stop and go type of thing, because this is what I do over here. I break things down. And I watched it already without y'all, because first of all, YouTube, I didn't get I didn't get an alert. I didn't get an email, a skywrite, a text message, a kite, anything alerting us about this Kenya Moore live video that she put up today. That was crazy. Because here's the thing. She had to put up her live while I was live. Because I was live earlier today. I just got off live a little while ago. So that means she put up the live while I was live. Literally on live with y'all discussing and recapping her first video. But I'm here to say, Kenya Moore has given me my life for my birthday weekend. Yes, it is still my birthday weekend. Okay? It is still my birthday. Happy Easter to the girls. Okay? It's still, my birthday fell on Good Friday. Listen, I know when to be born. Tax season, Good Friday, Easter. You can't even say, well, I didn't forget your birthday. Lies, Alexa. No, Alexa, don't come on in real life. You heard Alexa in the background. She don't came on, child. But happy birthday to me. Like I said, I'm sipping on double XL wine. I'm sitting up here working. This is the cup I'm working on this time. Earlier, it was a different cup. But this time, it's one of these. This is the New York Giants logo. The name is already on it. It is not finished yet. I will preview them when they're finished, though, because I have two of these to do. The other one has another name on it. Josie is on there. And this one has Rich. So, and the other one is a Celtics one. I gotta paint it and start doing it. But this is gonna be the New York Giant logo. No, it's not done. I just started doing the logo today. But if you want to order one of these, you can get in the comments and you can order one, or you can go on my on my Instagram and order one. EVE underscore DA underscore weave. Know my Instagram. I don't have an Instagram for even things yet, but soon come. Okay, soon come. Because managing all those different pages, I talked about that earlier, it's crazy. I already got 2 YouTube channels. Like, it's crazy. So, let's get into what Kenya Moore had to say earlier today. Like I said, her video was 6 hours ago. It's a 30-minute video, and it's up to 78K right now. So, I want to hear what she got to talk about. We're going to do the stop and go thing, and we're going to break it down, and you can get it, talk about it in the chat. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Hair spot. Kenya Moore YouTube. Anyway, this is my first ever YouTube content that I'm putting out myself, and I'm so proud of myself because I am taking back the narrative instead of everyone speaking on me, and quite frankly, everyone making money off of me. That part. Even sick.
Well, Kenya, already I'm breaking it down. It ain't even a minute in. It was only a minute already in the video. Here's the thing, Kenya. You came over here on YouTube in our space. We talk about the things over here that's going on in pop culture and all of the things that are things that are things. You happen to be trending every week. You happen to be in the comment with the girls. We all are watching Housewives. We all have been waiting for season 16 to come on. So we're going to be talking about you. And yes, we're going to be making a pretty good coin off of you. Let's go.
Sitting down in the interview chair, I haven't done that like for a year. So guess what? I'm doing it for you. Thank you for joining me. And be sure to subscribe because you do not want to miss any of this hot, smoking, piping hot tea. Let's get into it. Let's get into the receipts, okay? More receipts. I have more receipts for you, and I want to just talk about some things that I have been seeing out in the atmosphere that are completely laughable, most of it, but also, in a lot of ways, just really dumb. Yeah, I said it, dumb. Portia, in her recent YouTube, alluded to another housewife sending me the photos of the now infamous photos that were shown during my spa opening.
I know for a fact that one of these housewives who is still on the show is the one who gave Kenya a big part of that nude information.
So number one, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Here's the thing, Portia. I like the fact that Kenya got right into the things 2 minutes in. I like how she did that. I'm sorry. Portia, we never really believed you knew anything for a fact about anybody giving anybody any nude photos, girl. You were starting off your YouTube channel, and we was listening to you, and we're going to keep listening to you. But, girl, we did not really believe that you knew for a fact about anybody giving anybody any photos, child.
That's a lie. The photos were online on various porn sites. Many porn sites. I don't watch porn. I'm not a porn expert. I don't enjoy it. I don't participate. I don't get anything from it. Okay? I would like to just rather see my own body in action, maybe in a mirror or something like that. But I'm not going to sit there and watch porn. The investigators and everyone involved, not including Drew Sidora, found those images. And they're still there. That brings me to Ming Lee. Someone said that Ming Lee was somehow involved because they know each other, and Ming said out of her own mouth that she has a lot of evidence of Britt Edie's past performances, gigs. Let me say this for the people in the back. We did not get any photos from any person. They came direct.
Now, as she's explaining what Ming Lee posted on Instagram, and all the blogs took it, and it says, I wasn't drunk. I said what I said verbatim. If I had given those pictures or videos to Kenya, it would have been the ones I have in my phone of you at that party. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are not on the internet, nor have I ever shared or shown them to anyone, and I never have. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me go back. And have I I've had every phone since 2011. Brit, and I'm gonna say this again because I already asked this question before, and I'm so happy that Kenya is really getting into this whole receipt thing, because my thing is, how is it that you had every phone since 2011, and it's what, 14 years later, and you still have that girl pictures in every phone? I've asked these questions earlier today in my last live, and I'm still asking them because it sounded stupid when she said it in this Instagram post. And that now that Kenya is talking about it, it makes me even more like, what? You still have them? And then she goes on to say, you're only 1 year younger than me. Basically saying it wasn't child on. You got to get into what I'm talking about. Because remember, they was trying to say, oh, she was underage. She was underage to try to drag it and make it seem like it was more than what it was. And it really wasn't. They was trying to put more, stack on more, so it can make it look, Kenya, like it's bad. Oh, Kenya was out there showing child P, and she wasn't out there showing child P because this was not a child. Let's keep reading. And this is all a statement coming from Ming Lee that I'm breaking down right now that Kenya posted in her YouTube live from tonight. If you want to go watch the YouTube live, you are welcome to go and watch it. Go subscribe to Kenya because honey is clocking it, and this is what I needed. This is the life that I was looking for in that 1 minute and 50-second video, and that must have just been a preview because girl, she's giving me life in this one, and this one is a half an hour long, and we are here to break it down. So let's get into it. And okay, so what else she said? You are 1 year younger than me. I'm mad because we dated. I'm not mad because we dated the same person. That is completely BS. One of my best friends used to be his fiance. Boom. And that's another thing. Mainly, I'm starting to really not like you. At first, I thought you was the girls of the girls. But now we all talking about Rick Ross here. We're not going to act like that. Well, nobody's talking about Rick Ross because it got to be Rick Ross. How is it that one of your best friends used to be his fiance, but then you dated him, and then Brittany dated him? So was this a pass around nigga? Because yeah, think about it. How, and then you have to never say my best friend. What? One of my best friends used to be his fiance, which you were cool with before we even dated him. Before you even dated him. So all three of y'all used to be cool and y'all just passed around good old Rick Ross like that, allegedly. Oh, okay, let me get back. Let me say it one more time so y'all can understand what I'm saying. She said, I'm not mad at the person that you used to date. That is complete BS. One of my best friends used to be his fiance, which you were cool with before you even dated him. So please stop. Girl, we didn't even need that piece of tea. We didn't need that piece of tea at all. Because why did you even have to add that? But it's like, we needed it, but we didn't need it. Because it really makes y'all all look like y'all passed around the same nigga for money. That's what it looks like. Y'all all dated the same nigga for money. Because you just said you, your best friend, and Britt dated the same guy. How, Sway? How? Me and my best friend will never be dating the same anything. Ever. I don't care how much money he got. Me and you will never even be dating the same nigga in life. Never. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. But let's keep going because this is crazy. Because I mentioned this earlier in my live that she made a statement, but I never really read it. I never even brought it up. But I'm happy that Kenya brought it up because it goes right along with what she's trying to explain. That Meng Lee never, Kenya is basically saying Meng Lee never gave her the pictures of Brit. Those pictures basically Meng Lee is saying that Kenya had, those are completely different pictures. The one that Meng Lee has, nobody don't even have. And like I said, Meng Lee, you had every phone since 2011. Why do you still have those same pictures in your phone if you wasn't thinking about throwing them out there if you ever needed them? You understand what I'm saying? It does not make no sense. It looks crazy. But let's see where I'm at now. Which you were cool with before you even dated him. So stop it. I don't have a problem with you, like I said to your face. And I never would leak or share any pictures or videos of you, period. So then again, my question again. If you wasn't thinking about leaking them, but you had them since 2011 because you said you had every phone since 2011. So I'm to assume you either had them at 2010 and you switched phones and you didn't switch your phones since 2011, or you had them in 2011 and kept switching phones and kept upgrading your phone or whatever. But my thing is, again, why do you have these phones if you wasn't thinking about ever distributing them to anybody? Let's keep going. Just tell everybody your hoe got deleted and you're married now. FYI, and that image that of you of that video is still on the internet as we speak. Like I said, the internet told your business, not me. Now leave me alone. Then Britt Edie jumps in. The internet didn't tell Kenya anything because where is it all? Where is it all over the internet? Meng Lee told me herself in a drunk night at the event in Miami for a whole hour. She was saving explicit images of me in her phone, save for a rainy day. Very weird. I agree. It was very weird. To admit it. She ain't innocent either. Can't help. We dated the same people. I gotta agree with Britt on that one, even though I don't like her. You having pictures of that girl in your phone at a party and you saving them for a rainy day is bananas to me. It's very nasty. Yeah, it's very nasty that y'all just passing around the same ping. It's very nasty that you're saving pictures of somebody giving oral. It's crazy. And you're saving it for a rainy day. That's like basically blackmail. And here's the thing. She can actually sue you because you admitted to her to having the pictures and you saved them for a rainy day. You admitted that mainly in your own post. So she can actually take this post to a lawyer, turn around, and sue you. Britt can actually turn around and sue Meng Lee if she wanted to. Because Meng Lee admitted to having the pictures since 2011 and she admitted to saving them in her phone for a rainy day. Is this funny? Here's the thing. I'm not trying to say that I don't believe Kenya, but it's just funny to me that you have been in the background and everybody's friend Meng Lee, and you have pictures of this girl, but in yet, all of a sudden, her news is all over the place, and you saying that those are not the same photos. So if those are not the same photos, I don't even want to see what Britt Edie was even doing in those photos because that means she was doing something crazy in those photos, y'all. That's what that means to me. And I'm talking about the ones that Ming Lee got in her phone. You understand what I'm saying? That's the ones I'm talking about. The ones that she have in her phone. That means the ones that Ming Lee got in her phone are horrible.
A search online. The photos that were revealed are not considered revenge porn. I went so far as, oh my God, did I do something wrong? I don't know this lady. I don't know any of her ex-boyfriends. I don't know any of her ex-friends. I've never seen this lady before in my life. I want to make sure I didn't break any laws. So I engaged a local attorney who advised me about the federal law as well as the Georgia state law. I shared photos that were readily available online. I did not commit revenge porn. I shared a publicly available photo that was accessible online. If I showed Kim Kardashian's sex tape right now, is that revenge porn? It's not. And then while we're talking about that, I've already said it was wrong. I should not have done it at my salon, this beautiful salon that I've worked so hard for, that I spent a lot of money on, that money that could have been spent in other areas, including supporting my child. So yes, I am very sorry that I shared the photos because it wasn't right, but I did not break the law, and I'm very sorry for what I did. So in the comfort of my own home, I was joking around with my bestie, which I always do, my very best friend, Brandon DeShazer. We were having a dispute on the show with Phaedra, and I was in my closet, and I brought out one of my firearms, and I'm like, oh, do I have to use this on Phaedra tonight? Giggling, ha, 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 he, he, he. Phaedra was not around, nowhere to be present. Phaedra never saw it. I never said it in any threatening way. I was not upset. You cannot compare apples to oranges. If you want to do that, does Phaedra sitting on the reunion couch with her taser ready for me count? Okay, moving on.
I forgot Phaedra even did that at the reunion. And I believe her taser was pink. And that was, here's the thing, Kenya. That was after that you showed Brandon the gun in the closet and you said that you was going to bring it on the trip. Even though she was joking with Brandon and never said it to Phaedra. Everybody watched the episodes. We all know that the reunion and the episodes that they show on TV are months apart. So everybody has time to watch all the episodes in that season, and then comes the reunion, so they can gear everybody up and rile everybody back up. So of course Phaedra brought the taser to the reunion because she was getting ready for you in case you brought your pum pum bow bow and the bang bang. So I just forgot that Phaedra even bought that. But even after that, bravo, bravo. Y'all sitting up there trying to make Kenya take responsibility. But at the end of the day, Bravo has to take a lot of responsibility for a lot of the incidences that went on underneath their roof.
Tell us about your first interaction with Britt and why you feel like she misinterpreted your energy. Oh, I don't think she misinterpreted anything. It was all very calculated. So the first interaction I had with all of the ladies was actually really pleasant. I was excited to meet them. It was season 16. I'm like, oh my God, this is season 16. I'm the only one standing that's a real OG, 12, 13 years in, and I felt like I could be mother to everyone. I'm a mother, okay? Show these girls I've been through the fire. I know what it's like to be a newbie. I know what it's like to be here. I know everything that could possibly happen has happened to me on this show. And I felt like I could speak, as someone that could be supportive, could read a girl if she's wrong. And my first interaction with all of the newbies, I was like, oh, you girls are so pretty. Pelly was there, Brittany was there, everyone was there except for Angela at the moment, and also Drew. And I just remember coming in just being very pleasant to everyone, and there was an issue about a ring that someone made. I feel as though that was clearly a made-up issue. If someone has an engagement ring on and not a wedding band, not the other way around, because If you just have on one ring and it's just a circular ring, that's usually a wedding band. Now you can choose to wear whatever you want to wear on your hand. No one's saying that. I was confused at what she was saying about it being a new ring or a different ring or her second ring is actually what she said. I'm like, oh, you've been married before? I don't know this girl. I never seen her before in my life. So again, you're wearing an engagement ring. I'm assuming that either you're engaged or you're I don't think you could be anything else. I think my fans know and I'm being shady. I think they call me the shade assassin for a reason. That wasn't shady. We know what my shady looks like. Let's move on. It wasn't shady. So after I saw her and, we had the whole moment again about the hug was a very awkward. I don't like to hug. If you see me out in public, I will probably never hug you because I do believe people transfer energy to you and you have to really kind of know someone and know.
She's not lying of the transferring of the energy. I don't really like the people like the, oh, let me give you a kiss on the cheek and a blah blah blah. No, I don't want to kiss you on your cheek if I don't know you. I don't want to full on embrace you. I'd rather just say hi and keep my distance and stay in my bubble. I don't want to, with everything going on outside in the world, I don't want to catch a cold, a sniffle, or anything from you. I don't want to catch your bad juju, your bad energy, your broke energy. I don't even want you to like stay over there. That's just me. So I get where Kenya is coming from. I've already had an incident with this girl about an engagement ring because I didn't understand exactly fully what she was saying. She took it for shade because she's been watching the show and she's a super fan of Kenya's because you cannot tell me that Brit is not a super fan of Kenya's. She done quoted her twice already. Twice. And one of the times, with the last little brunch or whatever, Kenya wasn't even on the show, and you had already quoted her. And like Drew Sidora said, Kenya is all up and through here. Kenya energy is all up and through here. And that's exactly what Drew was talking about. You don't quote this lady already that you have a problem with, but you stealing her quotes. You don't even have enough pizzazz to make up your own quotes. You understand what I'm saying? She don't even have her own pizzazz to make up her own quotes. So yeah, I get it. But no, I'm not gonna want to full on embrace you. I don't want to get your outfit messed up with my makeup, and I damn sure don't want you to get my outfit messed up with your makeup because I don't even want to embrace you like that. I'm not even trying to take home your makeup on my clothes. So therefore, I'm gonna give you a pat. I came in cute. I'm gonna give you a pat. I recognize you, but here's the thing. Britt, like I said before, was looking for a reason to not to have a beef with Kenya. She's seeing Kenya as a target, and I'm starting to believe. I've been telling y'all this. I've been saying this. I believe it was all a setup to go after somebody. I believe they hyped her up. We need you to go after Kenya. We need you to go after Kenya. Kenya was the highest paid on the show. She was the longest full running housewife on the show at that time because she was an OG. Yes, Portia is the OG, but Portia left and then came back. Okay? Therefore, that makes Kenya the OG. And she was the highest paid. And she's going to talk about that later on in the video. But I've always told y'all, this gave me that somebody in production, because we already know that they don't like Kenya. We're not going to sit up here and act like they don't like Kenya. This been known for years. This has been going around for years. Especially in these YouTube streets, if you do the reviews and you watch the shows and you've been watching this for 16 years like I've been. We've always known them for not liking Kenya. Somebody up there in production does not like her. They don't like her. So therefore, I can see one of them saying, we need you to go after Kenya. We need you to go after her. We need her off the show. And maybe we might give you a raise or something. I don't know. But I can see it. All of this is hearsay. This is the way I feel. And these are my opinions. But I've been saying this since everything has been happening. Even before the show came on. Even before we met Miss Britt and seen her on the show and her interaction with Kenya. I've been saying this. Feels this feels funny to me. This feels real funny to me.
Where they're coming from to hug them. So I don't really hug people that I don't know. That's not a crime. That is a boundary that I have for myself, and people need to respect that. It's not personal. Then we get to the next time I see her, the Balmain event. I'm like, oh, you look so beautiful, like a Balmain Barbie. Hi, Balmain Barbie. You know, I hugged her then. Hugged her when I saw her another time. Hugged her at the dinner. That was a pat. That was a pat. That wasn't a hug. That's a hug without getting makeup on me. And she was complaining every step of the way. And I'm like, this girl has very bad energy. But I paid the dust, and I just went on to have a good time because I was actually having a really good time at the dinner before it went left. So the whole thing about being targeted, her being targeted by me, people asking her if I did something to her, she can't answer why because it didn't happen. Do you want to know what I really think happened? I think that when she was interviewing for Real Housewives of Atlanta, she wanted the villain role. She wanted to come after me because she felt like, okay, well, Portia wasn't there at the time. I was, right? And I believe that
Everything.
she made them promises that she was going to come after me. She was going to be this girl that could read, this girl that was doing all this, you know. And when she met me, Portia flushed this out. She was surprised and thrown off that I was so nice. Because I am nice. I don't really bother people unless they bother me. We know I retaliate.
I said that too. And Portia did say that when she went and met up with Britt after the whole dinner at the bank or whatever. And I believe she watched the show. Like I said, I believe she's a super fan. You're quoting her, and she hasn't even said some of these quotes on TV in this season yet. But you're already quoting her already, and she has not said none of these things. So that means you watched the show. You're a fan. And I'm tired of Bravo. Let's put that on the table. I'm tired of Bravo going to get these fans and putting them on the TV. I'm tired of Bravo not looking into backgrounds. Because you couldn't have looked into the background of her because here's the thing. You couldn't have looked into the background because the clip that Kenya is going to get into later on in this episode right here that we're watching, Britt did an interview. It's on YouTube of her saying she always carries a bang bang and a pow pow everywhere she goes all the time. So how can you possibly do a background check of this young lady if you did not know this? And this is why I feel like Bravo are trying to cover their behinds now with, oh, let's interview Britt and let's do this and let's do that and let's give her, you know, because they don't want to be sued by her. But here's the thing. Y'all made the initial mistake by bringing her on the show, period, not knowing her background, not knowing that she did an interview like this before, saying that she carries a weapon. It doesn't make no sense to me. Y'all trying to cover y'all behinds, but let's get into it.
We know that's what I do. I'm not saying it's always right, but I'm not going to let anybody run over me. And I have no reason to not like someone that I don't know. And I was always nice to the girls. The point is, I think she overpromised what she would do on the show. The first 3 weeks of filming, she was exceptionally boring. There was nothing outstanding about her. She didn't come in. She wasn't dressed in designer clothes from head to toe. Her husband wasn't particularly interesting. Like, no, not trying to throw shade in the husband. Sorry about that. But there was just nothing. And
you never lied. I've said this. I don't even think her husband likes her. I'm just go on record and say it. Because even in the last episode when she was crying about the whole Kenya situation and he was in the house, he don't even look like he wanted to hug her. It was like, damn, I gotta hug her. I gotta touch you now. It was given, I don't want to really hug you. Oh, stop crying. The hug that you should have been complaining about the hug that he gave you instead of complaining about the hug that Kenya gave you. Because the hug that your husband The man that you supposedly lay next to every night gave you. If you go back and look at that, you should be arguing with him then. If you got so much smoke for Kenya about a hug and she don't even know you and already had a disagreement with you, you should be mad at your husband. Because the way he hugs you, child, like, I gotta touch you. That, that's what it was given. Go watch the scene. It's right on Housewives. When she was crying and she was trying to push out a tear because it was not like given. Yeah, practice more. I don't know what to tell you. Take a class, but it wasn't given. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. I've been saying this though, because I look at these episodes before I come up here and do a review on anything. I have to look at it at least 2 to 3 times. And if there's a certain scene that I'm really aggravated about, I look at it at least 5 times. That one scene, back to back, my captions is on, and I'm looking at it and looking at it, and I'm analyzing it, and I'm stopping it, and I'm rewinding it because it's like I gotta give y'all the tea. It does not make no sense. And for Bravo to say that y'all did an interview, stop, just stop.
The group scenes that
I
I
don't
saw
believe
her
it.
in that made me think, oh, that's a star, baby. I was actually more captivated by Kelly and Angela. And of course, I knew Shamia already. I knew her personality. But she was failing. Like, she was dull. Okay? So I think when she kept trying to come after me, and I just was like, okay, girl, I see. You're trying to have a moment. You're falling flat. This is your 3 weeks in. Producers are probably asking you, girl, when are you going to show up? And you thought, okay, I'm going to show up tonight. And I think that's was her downfall from there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the biggest question that I have for the people that come on reality TV that have a shady past that you're not proud of. Okay, we've all done things in our past we're not proud of. Nobody was perfect. To the Simons, to the Chrisleys, it went from someone saying you're 17, age of consent, to, oh wait, that's not going to track. Okay, let me just say I was underage. No, so that's what I just don't understand. Like, I'm not even going to open that can of worms because my whole question and line of questioning would be completely different from everybody else's. I would want to know, if you're going to make us daily, you need to prove. Because we already know you're capable of lying, right? Excuse me 1 second. Okay, wow. Another Google alert. Okay, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I don't understand why any person would come on reality TV when they have done things in the past or are currently doing things that they don't want to be found out. What?
Y'all heard what she said? And I agree. But the part that just got me, because my ears is just open, the part that she said when she said, are currently doing. Now, people already Googling Brit and pulling up her history with her job, and people already saying she had been lost her job and allegedly. But remember when Kenya had the poster board and they had fraud written across it? Put 2 and 2 together. Let's keep going.
Hi. And then to give someone a reason to expose you. In the words of Samuel L. Jackson. Am I the only sane motherfucker? Like really? Am I the only sane person in the room? Why? Because they're so egotistical, they don't think they'll be found out. Like, okay, wow. You paid to scrub the internet out of your own words. Okay. Well, they left some dust in the corner.
Girl, they left more than dust, child, Kenya. Now, you know you lying. It ain't a Swiffer. You would have to use the whole pack of Swiffers for the dust that they left behind. Brit, whoever you paid to scrub the internet of all your dirty deeds, girl, you should go back and get the money. You should be worrying about them. You should be mad with them. Because here's the tea. If they would have did their job, Kenya would have never even been able to pull up nothing on you. So you sit up here mad at her and try to get a moment out of her when you should be mad at the person that you paid to scrub the internet, child. You paid them to scrub the internet. But and yet all your tea is still out there. Your tea is everywhere. Your tea has run it over, girl. You need another cup because, girl, you out there that you just out there giving him everybody things out there, girl. So what you paid them to do? Who you paid to scrub what internet? Either you lying and said you paid somebody, or you paid somebody and they didn't do a good job. Either way, if you did pay somebody, go get your money back. You need a refund on scrubbing the internet because they lied to you. They lied and said none of your stuff gonna come up. Never. The internet wins all the time, Britt. Could you please somebody go tap Britt on the shoulder and tell her that Eve said that the internet always wins. Okay? There is no scrubbing of the internet, girl. Okay? You didn't scrub the right way, okay? Please go get your money. Go get your money back.
And over there in behind her. A lot of people say that I have never taken accountability for anything, and that's simply not true. And I went on Tamron Hall, I was promoting my daughter's book, the issue came up, and I said I take full accountability. I'm not playing a victim. I'm telling my own truth. I ultimately chose to go on Tamron Hall because I really needed to publicly take accountability for my actions. I mean, sharing that photo at my own salon opening was a serious lapse in judgment. Everybody can possibly now understand that it was definitely not the smartest thing to do. And I deeply regret that I hurt anyone that was involved, including the cast, including Brittany, including the crew, including any of the guests that were there to come to celebrate me. I mean, this platform.
So, remember the last episode? If you go back and watch my live from earlier today, we was reviewing the last episode, and the part that we really was reviewing was the brunch, and Brit was there, and she said how Kenya didn't take no responsibility. Girl, and I understand that this is recorded, and I understand that Bravo took a long time bringing it out, but she had already went on Tamron Hall. She had already took responsibility. Once it hit the internet that Kenya did all of this at her salon opening, Kenya had already apologized. Kenya had already was on a promo apology tour. So with the editing and everything, we have to now watch this scene like it's been in the past for a long time. Because it has been. Bravo took a long time to drop this season. A long time. And my thing is, if you can scrub Simon out the whole season, why couldn't you go back, because you took a long time to come out, why y'all couldn't scrub Kenya Moore and that whole salon? Why y'all couldn't scrap that? Why you couldn't scrap it? Y'all scrapped everything else from that season. Why couldn't y'all scrap that part? Y'all didn't even have to show her showing the poster boards. Once she put the first one up in the air, y'all could have skipped that whole rest of it, put up a little disclaimer, and kept it moving. Why did y'all have to show the whole thing? Because y'all don't have nothing else to talk about. And I'm telling y'all right now, Bravo, Housewives usually have like 16 episodes, maybe 15, and then for 3-part reunion. I don't think they have enough to talk about. And with Kenya, with Portia and Shamia's friendship, I understand they got to play out. And it has not really fully played out yet. But I don't think they have anything really to talk about. And I just don't think so. I will be watching. Maybe they're going to prove me wrong. I know Juicidora has her own thing. And we really didn't get into Ralph coming down those steps when he was supposed to. Ralph coming upstairs out of that basement when he was supposed to. I'm going to talk about that when we watch next week's episode, well, tomorrow's episode, because what he did wasn't right. But like again, like I've been saying, Ralph comes off thirsty. Oh, the cameras is upstairs. I'm coming upstairs, even though I know I don't even do that. But because the cameras is upstairs, I'm gonna show out and come upstairs. That's what he was given. Thirsty.
Form gave me a chance to sincerely apologize and not to excuse what I did, but to own it fully. Sometimes the things that you do can come back and they can hurt you. And as I've said here before, I definitely did not. I escalated the situation. I didn't need to. Kim Fields, okay? People are so bad. That was what, 6, 7 years ago, and rightfully so. I issued a public apology to Kim when I was on Watch What Happens Live. They asked me, "Is there anything that I regret?" And I was like, "Absolutely. I think you learn from regret, but for me, I definitely regretted pulling her chair. That was not right. She's a class act, and we are over it. Like, she invited me to come on her show to film with her just last year, the Upshaws. So, wrong. I do take accountability. Another time I've taken accountability is, and these are just from what I can remember off the top of my head, was with Phaedra. I did some things with Phaedra that crossed the line. She did absolutely things that crossed the line with me. But I apologize for my part and what I did to contribute to the downfall of our friendship. And that was on the show. So I'm not sure why people didn't acknowledge that, was taking accountability, but I absolutely did in that moment too. I'm not playing a victim. I am in this situation partly because of my choices. Back to the original point, I have taken accountability. So you guys just choose not to see it, it's okay, but I'm just gonna remind you. So now it's time for a commercial break. And since people want to talk about snatching edges, because you can get real close. These are my edges. You can even see the little gray hairs. Okay, this is not a lace front. This is my hair. Well, not this, but this is my hair, and these are my edges. I developed Kenny Moore Hair Care similarly to why I developed a product line as well as a spa. I love making women look and feel good. Like, I love when women come into the salon or use my products and leave reviews and say, my hair has transformed. I have had so many customers in positive reviews before any housewives drama had anything to do with it. My customers say more edges work. So try More Edges today. You can find them online.
Come on, Marshall. Come on, Marshall. Come on, Marshall. I know that's right, Kenya. Kenya is giving me my life for my birthday weekend. This is the video that I was waiting for because I already knew. I said, Kenya Moore is going live. I can't wait. But when she went live and did that upload, that had to just be the promo because now she's in the same outfit. So it was definitely the promo. But I'm happy, like I said, that she went live or she uploaded this video because it wasn't a live. She uploaded this video. And I'm so happy that she did and cleared all the air. But look at the promo, child. This is what she should have did at her salon opening. I would have paid Britt dust, okay? She's here. Like she did. You went around her. You not talk to her. You should have did a whole promo commercial in your salon while Bravo was filming. You should have had somebody film it and did a whole promo commercial about your hair products. So now that we know, this is what she's clearing up all of the things I needed her to clear up. Because remember when I said in my last video, I said I don't even know if Kenya still has her hairline. Well, boom. I mean her hair product line. Boom. She just answered all of the questions. So let's keep going.
Or you can come into the shop, or you can go to CVS or Sally. So they all have different products, but we're also going to be back on Amazon, so check it out there too. Kenya Moore Hair Care.
Come on, Kenya. Come on.
We're going to get into even more receipts, okay? I'm going to be answering questions that you guys have submitted. And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Because if you don't, you won't get any notifications when I drop something new or when the juicy gossip hits the net.
Kenya, I'm gonna say it again. I didn't get a alert, a beep, a buzzer, a email, a skywrite, a carrier pigeon. I didn't get anything. Okay, when Kenya went, and here's the thing: I was live when she uploaded this video earlier today, so I don't understand why I didn't get an alert, a skywrite. No, I got people texting me about candy, and I had people texting me about other things, but I did not get an alert about this video. So yes, please go over there, like, share, and subscribe because, honey, Kenya's gonna get into the things, and I'm happy about it.
First, you hear it from me first, right here. People are saying, why did you go to the producers if you were so afraid? The answer is, I did. I did go to producers. Number one, when we were there, Portia and I stayed back while everyone was leaving, and Britt Edie was irate. She was yelling and screaming, and it was then that I heard her say the following words. That's why I keep a for like you. Let me repeat that. You didn't hear it. I heard it. It didn't make the edit. That's why I keep a for like you. Yelling and screaming as she's going out, irate. I heard things knocking around. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I immediately went to the showrunner, the executive producer, and I said, what is going on? Why is she talking about what is happening? Like, Portia can tell you that. She saw the reaction on my face. She saw that I was visibly shaken. And I was like, just try.
Now, when I first started talking about this, I told y'all when I seen Kenya's face from that episode at the dinner, and it was in the parking lot, and Kenya was in her phone, looking down at her phone, but she glanced up. Kenya looked scared. And I'm telling y'all, I felt the vibe that she was scared. Now, the part where she said, I keep a boom boom for bitches like you, I could have sworn I heard it that night when she said it. I remember talking about it. I heard that. So, I don't know. This is why I like to look at things over and over and over again. But for sure, I actually told y'all I thought Kenya was scared because the reaction on her face. You can tell something else is going on in the parking lot. But of course, Bravo edited and did this and did that so it won't have to make it look like that. But I'm telling y'all, if y'all go and look, you can see Kenya's face as she's texting, standing by Portia's car before she got in. Her face told a whole story that Bravo was not telling. I've been told y'all this. I can tell her, she looked petrified. The way she looked, I was scared for her in that moment because I can tell something else went on in that episode. I can just tell. And I can tell, and like I said, I heard when Britt said that. I don't know why people were saying, oh, it didn't make the cut. It made it, honey. It made it that first night. Now, I don't know if I go and demand it on demand, is it going to make it? But I'm going to tell you this. Bravo runs the shows back, and they do reruns of the show. I'm going to go watch the show again tomorrow, that particular episode, and I want to see if they took it out or left it in, because I remember listening to it that very night when it first came on. I remember that part of the show. I remember when she said that out loud, like that, the way Kenya is describing. So yeah, it's crazy how they try to chop, edit, and screw it up so it can make it look like somebody else is doing something. First of all, when Andy asked Britt on Watch What's Happening Live, what made you go off like that? And she didn't even have a clear answer. And he asked her that a couple of times. When I'm asking a question and I'm not getting a clear answer, that tells me a lot about the person. That young lady did not have to go off the way she did on Kenya. Why? About a hug and not answering the question when the question was directed. You pulled the question out of the bowl and you asked it to Kenya because it was directed to Kenya. And when Kenya didn't answer it the way that you wanted her to, you got upset. She didn't fall for the trap like you thought she was going to do. You got upset. And that's what it all boils down to. She has anger issues, and I'm going to be calling her anger management from now on. Britt, aka anger management.
Trying to figure things out. So I did go to the producer. Not only did I go to the producer then, I also went to the production company that night, explained what happened, and said, I don't know what's going on. We're 3 weeks into filming, and this girl we don't know is threatening to unalive me. I've been on the show for 12 seasons. I have never once had anyone threaten me with a. I have not ever had anyone allude to unaliving me. So I took it seriously because it's one thing if, listen, it would never be right. But if a Portia or, even a Drew or somebody that we know that has something to lose, did you hear me say that? If it was someone that we already knew, that we have been filming with for years, and we know that they have something to lose, maybe I would have taken it differently. But when someone you don't know, who basically, in my words, like you just, you found off the street, is doing all of that, you guys weren't there. You do not know how intense it got. It got so intense. So I did make my complaint. Well, I went to the police before, and honestly, I'm the only cast member there that's ever been physically attacked. Whether you say I deserved it, whether you say I did this or did that, it.
Did y'all hear her? Remember when I said I hope she went to the police? She did. And this is why I said Kenya should have let them handle it. And then drop that little receipt that she had on Britt. Maybe later down the line. She should have did it at her salon opening. Especially once you called the cops. You should have let them handle it. You actually should have took it a step further and put an order of protection out on her. And she wouldn't even been at the salon opening. With the order of protection, she wouldn't have been at the salon opening at all. Because she can't come near me. And that means she can't film with me. And that means every scene that I'm in, she can't film in. And that's where she messed up at. She should have got an order of protection on Brie. Because that's exactly what I would have did.
It's obviously a polarizing conversation, and it was back then. But I was, and still am, the only one on the show that was physically attacked. So when someone is new to me coming around and saying that they are going to unalive me and use a on me, and then what you heard 2 or 3 more times saying they have whips and MF, that wasn't about the neighborhood. And you try to change the narrative to make it benefit you because of your inaction, that's rigging the game. You're rigging the game. You clearly rigged the game against me. Listen, I'm going to leave it right there. I did what I was supposed to do. And I take a lot of umbrage to someone now saying that they didn't have a gun. And so somehow that's supposed to absolve them from everything that happened after. And we're going to show this clip where she said prior to Housewives that she keeps a gun at all times. Roll it.
Keep my pistol with me always. Always.
Security that's at the gas station?
I only go to gas stations that have security there. I only go to the same gas stations if I'm in the city.
Yeah.
On her Instagram, she said that wasn't her character. She did not threaten anyone with. She did not have a. She never said anything about. So we know that that was a complete lie. So we already know you're a liar. We already know she's capable of lying and trying to rig the game. Let's go back to.
She lies, but she don't know how to lie. Because just like she sat at that table at that brunch and said she lost her license to Shamia and then turned right around and said, no, I didn't lose my license. I'm underneath investigation. Here's the thing. Come to find out, I think you allegedly did lose your license, but you didn't lose it because of Kenya. You lost it because of something else, allegedly. It's out there. Everybody's talking about it. So don't come for me Go for them.
This whole Watch What Happens live interview where Andy asked her, did she have a gun? And she said, oh no, I didn't have a gun. Well, I have proof otherwise. I have proof otherwise. Nobody checked bags when we're filming. Nobody checked cars when we're filming. You show up, you go inside, and you start to film. But weeks later, you want to say, oh, we had an investigation and found that you weren't in violation of the gun policy. Really, bitch? I did what I did.
I'm telling you, if Kenya dropped evidence of that young lady having any type of weapon, Bravo can forget it. Y'all won't even have to worry about Kenya. Well, y'all will when y'all have to pay her money. Because if she sues them and she's able to prove that she had a weapon, it's up. All bets, it's up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it is literally up. And the internet is going to be in a shambles if Kenya drops that evidence of that young lady having a pum pum and the pow pow and the bang bang. Okay?
I complained to HR. I did all these other things. Now you want to do an investigation? 3 weeks have gone by? Because someone said it, well, we already know that person is a liar, right? Because we have proof, solid proof, from her on Instagram, and she lied about talking about the gun that night. So we already know you're a liar. And now we're investigating something 3 weeks after the fact because of what someone said that wants to keep their job? Oh, okay, that's okay. Hey, did you have a gun that night? No. Okay, investigation closed. Can you go to the airport and say you have a and not get arrested? Can you go to the bank and say you have a and not get arrested? Can you go any place that it will put people in danger and say you have a and not be committing a crime? That's not a crime. That's not against policy. I'm just asking the question. Can you go to your job tomorrow and say, you, Joe, you gonna learn today? You don't know who the I am, Joe. You, Joe. You gonna have some respect around here. I got with my. That's why I keep a for like you, Joe.
I'm going straight to HR.
You going straight? You going to HR and the police? If that happened on Beverly Hills, you think she would be in jail or punished or out of a job? You think if she had said that to Kyle or Teresa Judice or any other?
She never lied. If she would have, like I told y'all earlier, hey, like I told y'all earlier, if Britt would have said that on Beverly Hills Housewives, they probably would have came and locked her up immediately. On the spot, like on the show, while I was, yeah. She wouldn't have been able to say that and not be fired. And this is why I said Bravo was trying to cover their behinds. Bravo have too many lawsuits. And I really hope whoever she spoke to at HR or anything behind the scenes after this incident, I really hope she recorded all the conversation because she's gonna need it because they're gonna try to. It's gonna if she is suing them, it's gonna be a battle.
Housewife on any other show. Do you think she would still have a job? I'm just asking the question. Things been handled differently, I would have never felt a need to protect myself or escalate the situation. And people go, oh, well, how is that protecting yourself? Because where I'm from, I'm not even mention where I'm from. Where I'm from, and you may end up having to delete this, but I'm going to say it. You tell me if it's too hard.
They playing the music because she did say something and they speeded it up and all of that, making it, because whatever she said was crazy. But we all know Kenya from being from Detroit and yeah, ain't that a carry? Yeah. So like I said, I believe they're trying to cover up with the whole. Excuse me, y'all, but I've been up since what 6 o'clock this morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock. And after this live, I'm going right to bed because I got to get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock again. Actually, I will be up at 5:30, 6 o'clock all week, and maybe 3 o'clock in the morning all week. So I'm gonna be trying to go to bed early. So, but like I was saying, I just feel like they did not do no investigation. You cannot ask nobody about a gun 3 weeks later. Oh, did you have it? No, I didn't, Andy. Okay, and go back like nothing never happened. That girl should have never been allowed to even go. Because even if Kenya didn't uninvite her, like Kenya didn't uninvite her. But that girl shouldn't even been able to be on the premise. She shouldn't even been where Kenya was even doing a salon opening. They should have told her, we're going to 6 you out this episode because what you did is against company policy, and we have to 6 you out because we don't need you nowhere near Kenya right now. She shouldn't even have to go to the cops. Truth be told, in that moment of the parking lot, she should have been escorted by security because they have security on set all the time. Security should have went over there and patted her down immediately. Soon as she said that she has one of those, you put the whole set in jeopardy. And I'm talking about producers, showrunners, whoever's behind the scenes, security guards, the cast. You're putting everybody at risk at that point. So we don't even know what you're going to do next because here's the thing. If you had the nerve to talk about how you got it, then that means you got it. And we need to know where it's at and we need to conceal it because now we got to pat you down. We got to pat you down. We got to do a search of your car. We need to know where this pow was at. And that's what they should have did. Security should have stepped in and said, cut, let's get to her and her pow. Let's get her out the building right now. Please get up and go. Even though they was already on their way out the building, they should have kept the staff, the rest of the people inside, unmiked Brittany, patted her down, went through her bag and all of the things, and her car. And the rest of the cast should have stayed inside the where the dinner was at and the table until everything was safe and secure. I did security before. I know all the codes 5x5 and all of the things. They should have made sure that it was 5x5, which is safe and secure. But they did not do that. And this is why Bravo is covering up their behind because they already know they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They never do what they were supposed. They never do what they're supposed to do when it comes to the black women. And I've been saying this. But Kenya Moore's gonna say it too. So let's keep going.
So that's that. You want the truth? That's the truth.
Do you not feel that your retaliation allowed the new girl to trick you out of your spot?
Ooh, I don't think there's any such thing. I already had a spot. How can somebody trick? It wasn't a spot up for grabs. Like nobody snatched a peach. Everybody had a peach. So nobody tricked me out of the spot. So that doesn't make sense.
Do you feel like Cynthia threw you under the bus in his team Britt?
I'm not going to talk about Cynthia.
I just want to know how much you make a season, honey.
How much I make a season? I mean, I don't talk about money. When it comes to like my own money, I see a lot of these crazy reports saying like my net worth is 800,000. My house is worth 3 million. Like, how is my net worth 800,000? Like, I own that much in cars. Like, just stop. Like, I think it's tacky to talk about money, so I'll just leave it at that. But I think it's decent to say that I make more than the girls that are on the show now. Thank you. Say it,
And with her saying that she made more money than the girls on the show, and we already established that we feel like production, somebody on that production team does not like Kenya, they wanted her out that spot. They wanted to free up some money. They wanted her out that spot. And I'm going to tell you why I feel like this. I watch all the Housewives shows. I watched what they did to Lisa Vanderpump. And I'm talking about the cast of the show. I watched the way they did Lisa Vanderpump. Okay? Garcelle just left Housewives of Beverly Hills on her own. On her own. because she didn't like the way she was being treated on Beverly Hills. Black housewife. Garcelle. We all know Garcelle is fancy from the Jamie Foxx show. Garcelle came in there. She was already established. She was already made on her own. She did not need housewives, so it was easy for her to walk away from the show. You understand? And I'm happy that she did. Um, there were things that went on throughout a lot of the franchises on Bravo, and none of the white people were fired from their shows or whatever. So why is Kimmy fired from her show allegedly? Craziness.
Saved by the bell.
Will you attend the reunion? Will I attend the reunion? I haven't been invited to the reunion. In fact, I was invited and then disinvited a few months ago. The disrespect is insane. You know,
And I'm gonna tell you this. I believe Britt had a lot to do with that. If Kenya is coming to the reunion, I'm not coming, and y'all need my storyline. So if Kenya comes to the reunion, I don't want to be around her. I can't film with her, and I feel some type of way, and I don't want to film with her. So here's the thing: why y'all didn't do a question part of the reunion where y'all just doing it with just Kenya alone? I've seen this done because y'all did it with Quad and her husband where y'all filmed them just alone outside of the group. Why y'all couldn't do that with Kenya? Why is she uninvited? Because y'all can't control what comes out of Kenya's mouth. And I'm going to tell you this. The ones that they cannot control, like a Kenya Moore, is the ones that they try to get rid of real quick. They can't control them. They can't puppet master them. And Kenya is not one of those girls that you want to try to puppet master because she's not going to follow suit. She's going to do her own thing every time. And that's why they wanted Kenya off the show. And that's just what I feel. And I've been feeling like that. I've been feeling like that for a couple of seasons now. Okay, let's go back to where the girls trip and Marlo was on the girls trip. And Marlo was kicking Kenya's door, telling her to come out, come out, come out. And she knew that Brooklyn was in there, and Kenya had Brooklyn in that room and brought Brooklyn on that trip with her. When Marlo was kicking that door, kicking Kenya Moore's door. Do you think production stopped Marlo? No. Do you think they would not? Why would they even show that when they know how Mark is with his child and he finds any way to pull Kenya back in court? Why would y'all then show that on TV? It does not make no sense. They do not protect the girls, and they definitely did not protect Kenya. They never have, and they never will, because they don't like her. She cannot be controlled.
from me being someone who has always loved Real Housewives of Atlanta and always wanted to see them win, to being shut out, not given an opportunity to apologize the same way that they gave that grace to someone else on the show. I think it's really odd, right? To be erased from history of the show, to not be in the opening credits, to not have confessionals. When Kim Zolciak left the show, she got a whole new show. She was in the confessional. She was a peach holder. You got girls taking glasses and knocking each other upside the head with real glasses on Jersey. You've had people talking about porn on Jersey. You've had people exposing, a real life revenge porn case on Vanderpump Rules. They're working. They haven't been made to look like a scumbag or a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's how I'm treated?
Mm-hmm. She's not lying.
That's
Because I watched
pretty bad, I would
Vanderpump.
say.
She's not lying.
So I don't anticipate an invitation. Yeah, I don't see that.
Why don't we promote the salon more?
I've always been struggling with building a team. That's why I always admire Andy so much, because she has this awesome team. She has an amazing team and she totally gets it. But you need help. And so when I'm just building out the salon and I'm out of all this money, $400,000, I'm fighting with the landlord about giving me my little $80,000 back in my TI. Obviously I built a whole new, top floor, put all this money into it. And then thinking about, okay, now I'm going to put even more money in hiring a team and doing this and doing that. It just felt like I can handle it. Let's just, I'm not going to throw good money after bad. We're just going to let a year go by and see how it goes. I've been open for over a year and a half, about a year and a half, I think, at least a solid year. And what I have loved the most about this salon is the women, the customers that come in and are so happy with their results. The smiles, the repeat customers, like we have 85% repeat customers. And then when the Housewives show airs and the whole scandal airs, I have all these strangers from all over the country leaving bad reviews. We go from 4.9 Google reviews rating to 4.4. And every day there's somebody saying something crazy to try to hurt my business. If you don't like me, you don't have to like me. If you don't like what I did, you don't have to like what I did. But why are you coming after my business? The same, it's a culture that it can be very beneficial to you because I have a lot of supporters and Team Twirl is awesome. But then when you have these bad seeds and people that don't think things through and just try to spew hate in your direction, that's what makes it really bad. That's not fair to the customers that really get great service when they come here. And it's up to them. If you don't want to come to the salon, stay at home. It's as simple as that. You don't have to come here. But why are you trying to ruin other people from coming here and having great experiences?
I agree. I agree. I agree that all of a sudden, and I'm sorry, I feel like they're trying to keep Kenya's mouth closed. And what I mean by that is, I feel like because I didn't get a Google alert, they're trying to compress her channel. They're not really trying to make it visible to everybody. They really not trying to let her get no alerts because then everybody would know and flood her timeline right now. Right now, her video was up to 88K in 6 hours. I feel like they're compressing the video. They don't really want it to be out there like that. I'm telling you, they don't.
I work so hard sometimes I'll step in and do a head spa. If I don't have a stylist, Walter can tell you that. If I don't have a stylist for the day or someone calls out, I don't want to let anyone down. So I'll put, my shampoo gloves on. I'll shampoo someone's hair. I'll do a deep conditioning treatment because I want everyone to believe in the space and have an amazing time when they're here. And that was always my vision.
The girls want to know what you got in the works.
Ew. I always keep things close to the vest until when it's almost out. So I have got a lot of different projects that people will be able to see me and my daughter in, and I'm just really so happy about that. But again, you don't know anything until after, like, it's in the can. You know what I mean? Even if I've been shot in a movie, I don't talk about the movie until I know it's being released and I've seen it and I'm in it. So I want to thank you guys for listening to me today. Listen, we don't have time for everything. I'm not on RHOA right now, right? But my influence is still there. People are still obsessed. People are still using my taglines. People are still coming for me. And I'm not even there. So listen, I am still the moment. And I'm really happy that you guys enjoying me today. So comment and subscribe. And listen, I'm going to twirl it out here. I'm still in my chair. And I'm still twirling, honey. I'm still here. I'm still here. And I'm still the moment. Please don't let me fall off this chair. All right. See you next week.
And y'all heard what she said, right? See you next week. Which means she's going to be doing these videos. Just dropping them. And I'm going to be here for every video. I want to know what evidence she has. And I hope she keeps it in the tuck until whatever she decides to do is going to go through. And then she can drop it later. We don't need her to drop the evidence right now. All we need her to do is come up here and do her confessionals her way and tell more to tea. Because as this plays out on TV, the way Portia is giving us the tea, I don't necessarily like it. I don't. Because Portia be leaving stuff out. Like, Portia, I don't, you watch it, Portia, but I don't believe she watches it 2 and 3 times. And I get it. You just now starting out your YouTube channel and you're doing all of the things. I get it. But I don't really like, girl, you doing a mukbang and trying to do a review and trying to talk with food in your mouth and eating whole eggs and things of the nature. Like, no, that's not what it's given, Portia. So, yes, I want Kenya. These are the confessionals that I want to see out of Kenya. The camera quality was everything. The edits were everything. Her explaining everything was everything. I'm happy to know that she called the cops. I'm happy to know that she went to HR. I'm happy to know that she went to the showrunner. But I'm hoping that she has all of her receipts. Because if she is going to sue Bravo, they're going to give her a run for her money. Better believe that. But I am definitely here for all the confessionals. And I am so happy that it's not a minute and 50 minutes long. I am so happy that it's a full, basically full episode, like she said. It says Kenya Moore, confessionals. They tried to silence me. Hashtag full episodes. Because I believe she's seen everything that was going on the internet and how everybody was mad that she did a minute and 50-second little promo video. Now that we know it's a promo, we thinking that was a full video. Like me, even me, I thought that was a full video, and it was a promo. So this video right here. Well, I'm happy to know that she's gonna be here next week doing it, or this week doing it, and I'm happy for it. I am here for it. I want to hear the whole tea and nothing but the tea. My name is Eve the Weave. Please like, share, and subscribe. Kenya Moore is going to be dropping receipts. I'm going to be here to come in here and talk about it. Tomorrow, I might go live. I might go live tomorrow because tomorrow, Housewives of Atlanta comes on tomorrow. And I wanna watch it a couple of times. I might go live Monday. I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll go live Sunday night because I got things to do on Monday. I'm doing a party, so it's gonna be a busy week for me. So I might go live on Sunday night, late night. You understand? I need to watch it at least 2 times before I go live. So like I said, my name is Eve the Weave. Please like, share, and subscribe. I gotta go YouTube later.